Titans were the guardians of nature.
Helloys, as I announced. I took all the information from YouTube for your Editic Talktober page, and a few other sources regarding the movie Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. So, in this video, you will learn all about Godzilla and Kong and their new strength skills about evil titans, Shimu and Scar King, and their plan about the supporting characters, Mothra, Tiamat, and Silon, the whole story Yenda. Bit of plot. But beware, if you don't know what Shimu is, don't watch the movie. This movie is only for people who want to learn about interesting facts, spoilers, and the like. Okay, let's start with the trailers first exactly. We have 3 of them. They say a lot and present a lot however. Marketing in China has released a few trailers that show even more, but we'll get to that in a moment. So give us a thumbs up and keep watching if we look at the trailer in detail. We know what the film will be about often present. Narrator Rebecca Hull talks about the history of the Titan.
Centuries, there was harmony. The Titans were the guardians of nature, and the great apes became the protectors.
We know that species Titanus Gajira is a defender of nature, is the key to the coexistence of man and titans, guards the balance in nature and defends our planet and species in turn. The great apes species is used to defend the tribasteer is at least the Iwi people from which. Giacoms, interestingly, this tribe survived in the empty land. I'm curious how time works there. Because if you've watched Monarch Legacy of Monsters, then we know that the time zone in the Hollow Earth is disturbed. Time works much slower. Next, the trailers show us JIS Powers as we know. He comes from a people who can understand Titans and knows their stories. Thus learning about their existence to learn about Godzilla's history. However, Mothra is a very cool thread. Gia will use telepathy to summon the Mother just in time. However, as we know, the tribe predicted the return of the Scar King and his plan, but I'll tell you more about that later, so stay tuned. Interestingly, Scar King's employees have knives, and most likely their headquarters is guarded by a dog guard, but listen to this dialogue.
But a great evil threatened the peace.
We know that we will find out about their plan and listen. I have an Easter egg for you. It could be in the form of Gia's dream. We remember how the theory was presented. Godzilla and Mothra who trapped Ghidorah in the Isozo. There will be about a 30-second scene in this movie, Ghidorah frozen by Shimu Tim. This will therefore be a representation of the new Titan. And the author said that we would discover the secrets of Skull Island by connecting the dots by Rebecca Hull, who has been studying congas for 20 years. Another important topic is the signal, the Alpha's roar. Kong has the Alpha's roar where he asks Godzilla for help. But Godzilla doesn't understand Titan fights with Kong before. He manages to kill Kong. Mothra will come to save Kong and communicate the Titans. Okay, now let's move on to the discussion of Titans, so that after that I can talk about Scar King and Shimu's plan. Of course, all the Titans we will see: Godzilla, Kong, King, and Shimu, Suko, and Doug Mothra, Fish Binary Army, Worth, Dog, Salasham, and a few other Shaweaver. The history of its creation is interesting. Listen, all Titans have a role like Godzilla. It serves to restore balance, and has the status of an alpha Titan like Kong who defends the tribes from threats. Some Titans rebelled, so Godzilla sent Scar King to prison while during the Permian era, Godzilla fought against them. Scar King's species at some point he became power-hungry and unscrupulous, always wants more and more. That's why Godzilla sent him to prison and imprisoned him for years. However, He came up with an invasion plan, and by killing the Titans, he became the alpha of the monkey tribes. Because of this, Godzilla is the key to coexistence, and Kong is supposed to keep an eye on it in the Hollow Eraso. That the Titans do not rebel as we know. Kaiju is a species of bloodthirsty titans that cannot be understood. That's why Godzilla is needed in the world. And that's also why the reference in the last trailer. It was for the entire history of the Monsterverse, which has been going on for 10 years. All the happiness in the film except that I will learn a lot about the Kong. Then I will know a lot about Godzilla, and the Titans have over an hour of screen time in this movie. Now we can move on to discussing Scarcane. In combat, he is characterized by speed and agility. A whip made of some serpentine titan, and crystal at the end is probably a Shimu crystal, which allows him to control the titan. He most likely imprisoned Shimu with his tribe in his hideout and came up with a plan which leads to the destruction of humanity through the use of Shimu, and at the very finally Godzilla and Shimu. I have no idea why, but he is evil to the core. He is not guided by scruples, he just wants power, and that's all. He's not that strong and is approximately 120 meters high. Here are the size charts. Soon I will show you Shimu, Kong, and Godzilla, but first let me tell you a little about Shimu. He is a titan who does not make decisions on his own. He must serve someone, or stand by someone's side. Why? Because she is the mother of all titans, and has freezing powers as she is the mother of the titans and is the oldest and largest. Many people would now say that he is the strongest, but that is not the case. More on that in a moment. Interestingly, Shimu is a good titan as a pet, then switches to the side of Kong and Godzilla. I'll tell you all about it in a moment, but no time for Mothra, and is about 120 meters long on four legs. Mothra also became more salient and is stronger. Although even stronger than Roddench, is faster than him and has received a very big upgrade, and has the same powers as before. He is a great tactician and can talk to Godzilla, is a very important role in the movie because saves Kong's life and helps in the fight. I'm posting it here a scene. But it's not Mothra the only titan who will help. She's also a Suko hitch one from the beginning who was hostile and bit the Kong. But the guys reconcile it and helps Kong and Kong to him. What's interesting, it's quite cool. Well, you know that the director whose film won the Nobel Prize is about Godzilla -1 said that this film has a chance to conquer cinemas in 2 days. Interesting. Let's move on. Kong has quite a lot of strength. He is 110 meters. Enduring numerous injuries and freezing to death, he received a mechanical paw, which stimulates the muscle through an energy pulse and allows it to generate forceso. It's a nice addition. And it also has an important role in the film, but I've already talked about it earlier. Now it's time for Godzilla first. What role will he play? He is an integral part of Kong's defense and does not allow Shimu to kill him. Heavy blows to yourself because Kong has less durability and armor than Godzilla. Evolution allowed Godzilla to generate 20 times more force and energy bit. More about that in the story. Godzilla has a new power of absorbing energy, which is much faster thanks to his new scales. They allow him to defend himself with his tail, and elbows. It is much taller. I am 130 meters high. In general, Godzilla is a deadly weapon. Its laser jet is much more powerful, and everything is within a radius of 10 to 20 meters from them. Laser pushes and yield Shimu even treats. Spikes in the fight against Godzilla. Godzilla also has a nuclear pulse. The movie starts with a Godzilla scene, when G-Man casts Scylla and kills the Titan. Then we move to the rebate hall and we meet new human characters. Gia has bad visions, then Godzilla starts sending energy from a power plant in France and slums Titanta, which produces such enormous radioactive energy that Godzilla absorbs it very quickly, and goes to the cocoon while Kong explores shallow Earth, defeating the Great Dane and escaping from the tribe of monkeys. He meets a Suko, but at first he is hostile and he comes across in skulls and we get to know the Iwi people. Scar King's stories and plans, then Kong loses the fight with Scar King and wakes up Shimu. He barely manages to escape before he receives the gloves. Made by Dan Stevens and the budget from Monarch or Apex. I don't know exactly which organization is working in the film and will come to light. Gia, Dan Stevens, and Bernie don't bother doing the Alpha Roar and we think it's Godzilla. He's on his way and Kong has little time to escape. But he has to leave with it. He only calls Godzilla to ask for help. The fight begins. Godzilla flies towards the Kong. He doesn't want to fight and is terrified of the Titan's strength strikes a blow from it. Godzilla's paw, it hurts and enrages the Titanian while Godzilla is landing again. And when he is about to kill Kong, Mothra arrives and saves Kong. Kong took a breath, shrugging off the terror of death, and came to terms with Godzilla and flies to the empty Earth. Kong tames Godzilla because he runs so fast and they attack Scar King and Shimu. Then the machine starts up, triggering a pulse of some unknown energy. A fight takes place in a state of weightlessness, then the machine stops. Cannons and Titans fall into the portal and move away from Rio. At the beginning, Shimu knocks down Godzilla one by one, then Shimu knocks down Shimu and deals powerful blows. Both Titans land their lasers. A pulse forms, Godzilla is pushed away, then Shimu attacks Kong. However, in time, Godzilla appears and lures Shimu away, knocks down the Titan. Then Godzilla and Kong fight the Scar King. Godzilla catches the whip in the jaw and releases Shimu. Then Kong throws Scar King. Godzilla hits him with his tail and Shimu freezes his scar and Kong hits him in a fight, of course. Mothra and Suko and Duga Tendedwo fought against the tribe. To sum up, Godzilla and Shimu are S+ class Titans. Nothing can compare to them. Kong is stronger than Scar, but his army and Shimu are unable to stop him. In my predictions, this movie will earn about $600 million and in 2 years we will see another movie. Look forward to seeing you in the report in cinemas and in the reviews. Best regards.